Hey, what's up YouTube? So today I have the Team Corally Moxoo XP, which is a brushless two-wheel drive Jeep. This one's the Jeep, but it's pretty much the same truck as the Mammoth, which has its pickup truck body, but basically the same truck. I'd originally planned on doing this video with the Mammoth and a buddy of mine's Stampede VXL, just so I could do a more open comparison. I might do that later when I get the Mammoth in. Maybe when I do the Mammoth unboxing, I'd probably choose that one. The body's not selling it for me on this. Like I said, it might look a little different when it comes out, but I'm not a big fan of the orange. It looks like kind of a dull orange, but like I said, we'll take a look at it when it gets out, and I kind of like that Mammoth look. But same truck though, either way, so this kind of will cover that. And I might talk about my experiences and things that I do know about the Stampede, just because I did own a Stampede and I used to be, big in the Traxxas, but that is has changed a little bit over the years. And I do have my memories of my Stampede though, so this is looking very similar to the Stampede actually. It's a little different actually, but we'll take a look at it, get a little closer, and see if I can't point out any differences. But alright guys, hold on, let me get this truck out the box. Well, right out the gate, as I'm pulling this thing out, this box does not do this body any justice at all. I mean, this is a really nice orange, metallic look, whereas this makes it look like it's a cheap, generic, kind of like a solid, just a primary orange or something along that line. This is definitely more depth and color. Actually, I'm liking this right now. Let me get this thing out and we'll see what it looks like. All right, so there we have it, guys. It is a fairly attractive truck, man. I'm taken back by it just because, like, I'm thinking I lost my Mammoth. I really kind of do like that body. I can always play around with it, but they are the same trucks. So, and I'm really liking what's extra with this body, and the little drivers and things like that. The truck was nice. It had the roof rack on it, nice look. But I could always get that look for this. And this body is just, it screams like off-road. Like, I don't know what I would do with this thing. Like, I'm not a big two-wheel drive guy. That's why, I got the 4x4 VXL. But a buddy of mine's got the two-wheel drive. And, I can say one thing out the gate that I know that this does not have, that is more of a downfall, I guess, if you're on loose dirt and things like that. But the TSM that comes on the Traxxas stuff is superb. I mean, you can get a gyro and things like that and put it in this, and that'll help you out for sure. But, when you have a two-wheel drive vehicle, you get on loose dirt, snow, things like that, it's really hard to control it if you're slamming the trigger. And I mean, these are, this is what, a 4,000, I believe. Yeah, 4,000 kV motor. So, you're looking at, on 3S, some good power going to these wheels. I mean, if you're in loose dirt, I mean, you're just basically fishtailing, just like in a muscle car out, punching the pedal. But that's that. I mean, other than that, that's one thing I can say without even getting started on this that Traxxas would have an advantage of. But again, it's something that's easily changed out in this with the gyro. The cage, I love this cage. I love the way the body sits. Way better than the Stampede. The Stampede, looks like the body's, riding in the air. I'm not a big fan of that. The bumper, it's a nice solid bumper too. Stampede didn't have a bumper, so that looks like it will definitely take some good bumps, but we'll see. We'll find out. But let's get this top off. I mean, again, let's talk about the top still. because I am really liking it. And though that is, yeah, these are ready for LEDs. So you would just wire it up and probably punch a hole down the side or something here, and if there's not one already there for you, we'll see. But I love the detail on this body. I mean, look, you got your little hood clips there. Of course, they're probably not working. I don't see why they would be. Nope. It's got the door panels, door knob, got a mirror, got the cage, which is nice. You got your 2 drivers in there. It's a pretty attractive body, man. I take back my initial bad thoughts about this body, because I really do like it, and I do believe it's a big difference from what's on that box. Alright, so where are we at here? The Dean's. It's fine. This is the battery tray. This came in it also. I don't know if this is just like a harder battery tray or what. I might have to find out what that is. But this is the battery tray here. Just unclips, tucks in there, slide your battery in, hook it up. Pretty basic design there. This is a composite chassis. Your chassis feels really good, man. Like solid. Like, I mean, there's not much to it, so you know it's not like a big shocker, but it has a very solid feel to the chassis. It definitely feels like I could beat it up a bit. Wow, I like that look too. I don't remember if my Stampede did that or not. Watch the arms on this thing. All right, see the way the arms are sitting? Let me get a flat. Let's get a flat look at this. So you see them arms? I don't remember if the Stampede was like that or not, but I don't remember this at all. I don't remember seeing any RC like this, really. There's A-arms. Not only are they pretty thick, but they just the way they sit, like how they flex when you bend it down. I mean, it takes a lot of the pressure. Like you nose diving, you come down on that wheel like that, your arm's almost laying flat. Whereas, you know, on a lot of RCs, you come down on a wheel on a landing like this, and you know you take a chance of banging it back and pulling out right here by the hinge pin, snapping that. It's how a lot of them snaps happen. Is that landing right there? And look at this. It wants to just go right down. That's freaking awesome, man. It's almost like it's level. It's a level arm right now, and the truck is. It's awesome. I like that, man. I really do. That's something that I wasn't aware of. The back's normal, which again, I guess it would be, but that's pretty cool. I don't know if that is on any other RC. I'm gonna have to do some research on that because it hasn't been on any of them that I've seen, or at least that I've paid attention to. I can't remember I don't remember this on my Stampede being like this. Like, it just looks, you know, new and different to me. Alright, so I can tell you right now, I like these tires much better than I like the 8th scale tires as far as feel goes. It's a much harder rubber. It doesn't really feel like there's a big thick foam in there, so these front tires ain't that big of a deal, because they're not going to really balloon up. There's no power going to them, and you'll have this thing squatting a little bit, so that won't be too big of a deal there. But they feel good. I mean, they definitely feel good for a stock set of tires, and like I said, much better than the 8 scale. This is very reminiscent of the Stampede in a way, where it's, you know, the chassis and it's lowered down a little bit. There's your servo saver. It's a nice little design in there. Man, even this turns. I'm liking this right now. I'm excited about a 2-wheel drive truck again right now. At least, you know, initially. I hope they go 4-wheel drive eventually, but I would really like to see something like this with a Mammoth and a 4-wheel drive. But right now, this is what we got. I mean, let's see here. What else we got here? Body posts are flexible. I mean, it seems like the body can take a hit and a bang, and it's not going to snap or break there. And if it did, it comes off right here, which is like this bracket and tower. Now I'm imagining this will be a very easy upgrade, and we'll probably see. I heard Corally's got some upgrades coming, so I'm sure this piece will be a nice upgrade. I would want this, if this is my truck, I'd want this in aluminum. There is some flex there, and with on my shocks, I don't really want flex on my shocks, not the tops. You know, I don't want that thing being able to go up and just twist and change the position of my shock like that. But like I said, these have holes right here. Anytime you see these added holes, usually with the Corally stuff, means there's either an overlay or something that's going to go on it that's going to stiffen it up. It keeps the cost down that way versus building a whole tower or something. But we'll see what they come out with this, and I'll keep you guys posted. And also, it does, you can see it has different positions here on the inside, which is nice. I guess depending on if you don't have a big wide body, maybe they're this one looks like it's pretty wide too. Maybe that one's not yet. I forget what this one's called, but this is the Mammoth here. This is the one I was hoping to have in, and this is the one I wanted. But we'll see here. See what I do with this. The bumper support, like I said, it's something the Stampede didn't have. It just had like a little nose plate here. Feels very solid. It's very stiff. I mean, that can be a good thing or a bad thing, but this is something you could, you know, fabricate a T-bone or something for, and it's just going to make that even more durable or untouched and protect your front end. But again, man, I'm freaking loving them arms. Your Servo Access. Let's see what we got here. I guess it's accessible. They put the screw right there. That screw, I don't know if you can see that there on the bottom. That screw holds the bottom of that tower plate here. These are openings here where I'm sure that plate I was talking about is going to mount onto. So it tightens there. At the upper arm link. So that upper arm is attached to that too. That upper arm feels solid too. It's just a little bar piece of composite, man, and that's all you need. Yeah, it's in two spots on each side. So, you know, that'll be strengthened up by that plate. Very easy to come off, it looks like, just, you know, one screw on each side, and that's going to give you the access to the 4 screws right here for the servo, which is probably their, I'm pretty sure it's their metal geared, probably their metal geared 25K. Let's see, it's 8 kg. Okay, which is fine, because I mean that's right on par with the other 2-wheel drives and stuff, and we'll see how that holds up. If it's not enough, we can always upgrade that. It's a very light truck, man. Like, I feel like this truck would just take a beating. I mean, almost can't even, just barely bumps when you push it all the way down. So it's, even on some of the hardest jumps, I don't think it's going to bottom out. It's barely even getting close right there. So it's a 60 amp brushless ESC. We know that 4,000 kV motor, kind of covered that. All right, guys. So we found the first discrepancy. This is saying it's a 4,000, and when I first read that out earlier, I thought it was a little high from what I was remembering. I was like, wow, 4,000, okay. But it appears to be a 3,500. So of course I'll let them know that, and they may already be on to it. Well, who knows? But that is definitely not something we want on the box, and you know, be showing somebody the wrong stuff. The receiver box for this thing, it just unscrews here, 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 and here. This top piece comes off that the ESC is mounted to, and the receiver box and all that stuff is right underneath this ESC. It's so blurry. Damn, autofocus is messing me up. I think the light's messing me up. Let's see here. So it doesn't have that big cover on it like the Stampede did. Looks like it's 2 screws there. We'll unfold that down. Now I know this is a composite spur gear, and then the steel, the rest of the gears is steel. This wheelie bar is very stiff. I mean, I guess for 2-wheel drive, that's a good thing. It's going to be on it a lot. It's definitely, it feels much more sturdy than my Stampede one was, which I kept breaking off. Went through like 3 of those things on my 4x4. But that definitely has it's very solid, for sure. And it looks like it's got 2 lowering positions as well. So if we put it here, it's going to be even further down, which will probably stop me right there. Yeah, I mean, with 2-wheel drive, I don't know if you want it going back that far, but probably throw it back some, especially with that 55, whatever, I think it is 90 I think 90 kilometers is 55 roughly. So with what I've seen from Corally is this is going to do 55 out the box. My Stampede, I know the E-Revo had to upgrade the spur gear, but I don't think I had to. I think it was just a pinion on the Stampede to be able to get it to 60 or whatever they were saying on the box. These, from what I've seen on the A scale, are pretty much ready to go on 3S. You should be, over 55 miles an hour. So that's one good thing I like about Corally. It seems like they, don't play around with the boxes. If they're telling you it's doing something, it should, other than of course the motor being mislabeled. But that could have been a product change that they did later. So big bore shocks, they are threaded, they're plastic bodied. I expect to see upgrades and things like that, or they actually look like they're probably about like an 85 millimeter shock in the front, and maybe like a 90 in the rear. I don't know if it says it on there or not. Does not. But I know the rear diff is a heavy duty differential, as far as the one turning the rear drive. So that, that's a bonus too. Some people are already, it's, probably going to be plastic gears. And I even think the brushed version has metal gears in it as well. But, I don't do brush stuff. So this is about as low as I'll get a 2-wheel drive brushless. But guys, like I said, there's not really much I can cover on this. I kind of want to get out and drive this thing. It's not going to happen tonight. And maybe the weather clear up this week, I might be able to get this thing out. But I'm kind of excited, so we'll see how it does, and I'll give an honest review, and we'll talk about it again probably on camera after I rode it a few times, and because it's been a while for me on two-wheel, other than losing like a drive shaft or something in the front. I haven't been two-wheeling in a while. I just remember, my 6S truck loses a drive shaft in the front, and that powers so much, man. It's hard to control depending on where you're at. But it's a pretty truck, man. It's a pretty truck, and it's affordable. It comes in at $30 less than what a Stampede is right now. Biggest downfall being that TSM, in my opinion. Everything else right now, I'm going to, give, as far as Traxxas box speed and things like that, everything else right now is looking pretty good on this in comparison. I'm loving, I would take this over my old Stampede just off of what I'm seeing right now. If that changes after I run it, of course, I'll be sure to let you know. But if this is hitting 55 out the box, my VXL 4x4 was, I think, just breaking 40. So, I'm already going to be faster out the box for somebody that doesn't want to hassle with it or doesn't want to have to change gears to get to the speed. There's a lot of guys that are very intimidated by working on RCs. It's odd for us to think so. The guys that work on them or don't mind ripping into them a little bit, but there are people out there that don't want to drop that transmission and put a pinion gear on it or whatever, and even mess with it. So it's good to have that speed out the box without putting a speed on the box that you have to actually do some work to get to. And Arma, Traxxas, they're all guilty of it. Red Cat refuses to put numbers on the box for that main reason. Is they just don't want people being disappointed if it doesn't hit the number that's on the box. Corally seems to, be doing it and actually, matching what's on the box. But we'll see. I'll do a speed run on. First thing I'll probably do is a speed run on this thing. I might throw different rear tires on it just so I can get to the speed. I mean, 55 is probably not too bad. We'll see how they go. So I'll do the first run. We'll try it, and we'll see how it goes with the stock tires. And if I can't achieve what I'm looking for, can't get the trigger down, or can't keep control of it, we'll try lowering the wheelie bar and see if that changes things, and go from there with tires if we need to. But we're going to speed test this thing, see what it is out the box. I might do a 2S and 3S just for, I really don't want to run 2S, but I will. I'll get the speed comparison on 2S. It'll probably be much more manageable, especially in dirt and things like that on the 2S. But, I probably will go 3S and have a blast either way. But I didn't really cover the remote, guys. I drove this. I covered it a little bit with the Kronos. It's just a basic. It's got a decent feel. I'm getting used to it now that I'm holding the other one a little bit. It's got the foam on the wheel. It's just a basic remote. It's got the dial here for the trim. No antenna, so it's lightweight. It's all right. I mean, it's a stock receiver. It's not the best. My favorite is still the Tactic and the Team Red Cat remotes. Of all my stock remotes I've ever gotten, those are still my top two. But yeah, like I said, it's a decent remote. No range issues so far. Everything's good. We'll test that again with this one and go from there. So, all right, guys, I'm not gonna hold everybody up on this video. This is an awesome looking truck, man. I'm totally blown away with me having such low expectations about, all right, I'm going to do this unboxing with this one truck without having the one I actually want here. But now that I did it, like, I'm probably keeping this truck with the body the way it is and everything else. I'm liking that. So, and if I want to change it up, it's throwing a body on. I might even try some Pro lines on it and see what fits. I'm sure anything that fits a Stampede in that class is going to fit this as well. So the wheelbases and things like that, you can find them online. They are very similar as well to what the Stampede is. I like these tires better than what was on the Stampede, if we're talking comparisons again. But that's, it definitely has much more detail and effort into what the body is, just with the cage and everything. Like this thing's going to flip over and you might scuff up your front here a little bit, but that body's going to hold up pretty well no matter what. And it is a pretty good feeling body. It's a little flimsy up here on these parts, but where all this mold is and stuff, it's got a good hard feel, and the cage kind of stiffens all that up. But I will definitely probably be Gorilla taping, the inside of the body. These side panels are a little flimsier. But once you Gorilla tape them things up, man, those things are going to flex and just not have any problem. But this isn't ever going to hit the ground. This stuff isn't ever going to hit the ground, but this part will. So, you can see it's a little thin in the front. Gorilla tape will make that body you can bend it and flex it. Shoe goop. I know there's people out there who use shoe goop and things. That usually gets hard, and I've got 3 bodies that has shoe goop on them. All 3 of them are cracked. Just some hard bashing and landing and things on them where they crack, split, where I'm actually have parts of the body that you can pull off. I've never had that happen with my Gorilla Tape body. So, you guys that go out there and will tell you to shoe goop, shoe goop, shoe goop, I'm telling you, Gorilla Tape, if you want them to be flexible all the time. Shoe goop is good for a while. It did have a nice flexible feeling, like it was durable, and after a while putting it up on the shelf and breaking them down, and a couple years went by, they just crack and they're real brittle. So, all right, guys, again, I'm not going to hold everybody up on this. It's an awesome looking truck. Can't wait to drive it. I'll keep you guys posted, and we'll do an update. If you have any comments or questions, or if you guys know any other trucks that have arms like that, fill me in, please, in the comment section. And go Team Corally, man. This is an awesome looking truck, man. Can't wait to get it out. Appreciate it, everybody.